Welcome. It's time for a review after 2 years of owning this cheap motorbike. We made a video about it the first day that we bought it about 2 years ago, and so it's time for an update. Was it worth buying a cheap motorbike for 55,000 pesos, which is only about 1,000 USD? Or should you spend a little more and get one like this, which we got about 1 year ago? It cost 85,000 or about 85,000 pesos, about 1,500 US dollars. So is it worth paying the extra 500 bucks to get a better one? Or should you just get a cheap one? Well, it's been 2 years. We bought that one and we actually haven't used this one since. As far as reliability goes, this one has had some issues. So we did need to change the carburetor, we had to get some tuning done, and the electric starter stopped working, which still doesn't work, so you have to do the Kickstarter. So it has had problems. So that's not a great start for the review. It has had issues, even though the oil change was kept up to date on it. As far as the specifications with this goes, it's a Keeway brand, and it's one of the cheapest ones you can buy new. So I said 55,000 pesos, about 1,000 USD, 125cc engine. This one's also 125cc. It's a Honda Click. And so one of the perks of buying a Honda that is one of the most popular, I think the most popular motorbike bought in the Philippines, is when it comes time for repairs, it's very easy to get things done. The parts, labor, things along those lines, really easy with this one. This one, not so much. So finding a shop that just has the parts for this Keeway brand that is kind of difficult. Not all the shops just have the parts for it available. And I just mentioned how it's had some issues with reliability. So if I try and start it right now, it actually won't even start. So we're kind of getting to how it's worth getting the other motorbike, spending a little extra. We use this one exclusively now, the Honda Click, and after a year it's had zero problems. No problems whatsoever with the Honda Click, but this one is 2 years old, but it already had problems pretty early on, and it doesn't even want to start right now. It's going to take some effort to get it going. So with this one, it's been kind of a struggle. This one, absolutely zero problems whatsoever. So I'm gonna say I recommend the Honda Click. As far as starting it up, it's never not just instantly started up, no matter how long it's sitting where we haven't used it. One button press and it's already running, so it just has been so good. Plus, it has the digital display. It has the charging port. That one doesn't have digital, it doesn't have charging port. The lights are nicer, it looks better, and it actually feels better to drive. It's more substantial. So with this one here, it's smaller, thinner tires, and probably a bit worse suspension. But when you're going fast on this Keeway, it just doesn't feel as sturdy and safe. This feels like a more substantial motorbike. So while they are both 125cc engines, this one is better at accelerating, about the same on the top speed, but reliability, how it feels to drive, feels just more sturdy, feels better. It's more, it's just made better. So it's a more well-built motorbike. So I would not recommend buying the cheaper option for just a slightly less. It's just not worth it. It's a small amount either way, so you're buying a pretty cheap product. Talking about $1,000 versus $1,500, it's definitely worth it to buy this one over the Keeway. So my 2-year update review is that this is not very good. It's not very reliable, it's not very sturdy, it doesn't feel great to drive, doesn't even have a charging port for a phone, and no digital displays or anything like that. The starter motor for the electric start went out already, stopped working, and now it won't even start with a Kickstarter. So it's had some problems, don't really recommend it. Let's take this one for a ride and let's do a little swing around here. That's a woohoo. So with this motorbike, having a motorbike in the Philippines in general, got to get the box. And so I could do a review on the box itself, but any box with a good capacity is going to be a great purchase. Most of the time we almost never use our car. We pretty much use this every day for almost all our transportation needs, unless it's raining pretty hard, then we'll take the car. But this thing's been really good, super reliable, no problems whatsoever. So get a Honda Click or something that is made by Honda, or maybe another brand that's more well known. The Keeway, not going to recommend that one. So that is the review after 2 years, and the 1 year review for the Honda Click. Great job by the Honda Click so far, and not a great review for the Keeway. We could do a review at another time on our car. We bought just a cheap Toyota Wigo, which they don't sell in the US, and I wish they did, because it's just great for just super economical driving, great gas mileage, is super reliable and super cheap, ridiculously cheap. So another video idea that we got coming up, landscaping cost in the Philippines. So that is the motorbike review coming up. We're going to show you, or talk about, how much it costs to go from this right here. So this is what the house looks like when you first buy one of these subdivision houses, and then how much it cost us to go from that to this nice gravel look. So you'll be shocked how cheap it is to get landscaping done here and do pretty much anything. So we're actually going to do a bunch of different videos on cost in the Philippines for just basic stuff. And this house, we will be turning it into a rental, so we're going to go over a bunch of different cost stuff, from the air conditioning, the washing machine, refrigerator, and just everything when it comes to costs of different things in the Philippines. But that's it for this video. I'm getting off topic. Thank you for watching.